No one talks about the grief, the pain, the sadness of us not living out our fantasy/dream life. We're all handed, spoon-fed ideas about what the ideal perfect life should look like. Get married, have the 2.2 children, the cat, the dog, the perfect home with the white picket fence, the great career, the money and investment savings. But if you're anything like me, the life you thought you were here to live didn't happen, and you were or are being presented with more hurdles, more challenges, more obstacles. And what I know to be true is that this is the path of the wise one. This is the path of the warrioress, and our quest is to learn from these challenges, to transmute the learnings inside us so we cultivate, build the resilience and strength from within. We root into ourselves. And in doing this, part of it is creating awareness around which fantasies and dreams you're not living. If I take you back into my 30s, this is what I believed my life was going to look like. I would have had the husband, the children, the amazing business, all the money I could wish for. Instead, the life I had, newly divorced, single mum, I was running a pretty great business. I was teaching pole dancing and I had a Pilates studio. And I was also in the middle of a cocaine addiction and dating really toxic men. My reality looked nothing like the fantasy I had been carrying around inside me. Now, at the time, I call my 30s they were my rock and roll years. I couldn't see it at the time, but as I moved into my 40s and started to wake up, become more conscious, I spent time, and I remember being in therapy, grieving over what I never had, grieving over this fantasy that I held so tightly inside me. I gave myself permission, or my therapist guided me to give myself permission for what I didn't have, for what I didn't achieve. Carrying around unlived dreams takes an enormous amount of energy. These dreams, these fantasies are wired into our bodies and they've got to be grieved. We must pay reverence to them to feel the sadness of being here when we thought we would be over there, so we can release them and return to living in the present moment. I'll leave you with this. Are you willing to grieve the life you thought you wanted so you can finally live the one that's meant for you?